And this is technically take two. We are 30 minutes in. We did a full first take. And I did not press record. That's on me. Like we said before, we're learning how to do this. Pressing the record button's pretty tough. It's quite difficult.
It's not something new to you.
So we are, again, your host for Cheers and Chat. My name is Brian. This is...
Rachel.
There it is. Names are hard.
Just
Let's
like
get the
pressing the
cheers
record
part out
button.
of the way. I have an Arizona hard green tea with ginseng and honey. It's quite delicious.
I've
Rach?
got the same. It's just iced tea with lemon.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers. It's not a shot. You don't have to tap it down.
It just feels right.
Okay.
It does. All right. So, did you hear that?
I heard that.
I didn't like it.
Me either.
All right. So, I've been recently inspired by a new artist to maybe most people, but I've kind of found him during COVID on TikTok when you convinced me to download that app that consumes most of my time now. His name is Knox, Knox. And I came across a song, and the lyrics seemed to hit pretty deep. They hit home about growing up from a young kid to a young adult to a middle-aged adult in the journey. I say middle-aged. I am a mid-30s guy. Rachel,
no, you're not.
We're middle.
Mid-30s would be 35. You still have 2 years. 1.5.
70 is a pretty good target. I'm just about halfway there. So, that perspective, don't like that.
No.
So, I want to read these lyrics off to give some background, and then I have some questions for you. Sound good? But first, how are you today, Rachel?
I'm good. How are you?
You good?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Played a charity golf tournament for Children's Miracle Network in the rain. And cold, but we persevered. These are not big problems to have. We were happy to support. So, here's the lyrics. But dreams get big and circles get smaller. Some count kids and others count dollars. I just wish that none of that mattered, 'cause some lose grip while climbing that ladder. Hey kid, you're gonna go far. You're gonna hit big but break a couple hearts. You wanna wake up with everything you need, but when you win some, you lose somebody. Hey kid, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna take off but gone a couple times. It's gonna pay off, but nothing's ever free, 'cause when you win some, you lose somebody. 'Cause life goes on and changes like seasons. Some find God and others fight demons. I just wish that none of that mattered, but there's no way to stop and go backwards. So that feels pretty powerful to me, and it's kind of a reflective theme. So some questions for you is about on the topic of what we thought versus what it became. So what did you think your 30s would look like when you were 20?
When I was 20?
Or young teenager? Early teenager?
I pictured it exactly like it is now. Us being together since we were 16. High school sweethearts. I always imagined a future with you. Don't know if I can say the same for you, but you're here. So
We made it.
no, I would definitely say I totally knew that we would make it together, married, and have a family. And that's where we are.
For the record, I never had aspirations to be a family man, have kids, be a husband. Some woman changed my mind, obviously.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next question. What part did you get right, and what took you by surprise?
I don't think I've gotten any parts right. I'm still learning as we go. Aren't you learning every day how to navigate through life, through parenthood? And I think that's probably what took me by surprise the most is parenthood. There's a manual and instructions, but
no, there's not. Not for being a parent.
There's a book. It says what to expect when you're expecting. So it can tell you what to expect, but they don't really know what you're gonna you're gonna go through. So yeah, it's definitely still taking me by surprise every day.
Yeah, it's like when they say, "How do you know when you're ready to have kids or be a parent?" And there is no thing that goes.
You don't know.
There's nothing that clicks and says, "I'm ready now." It's
We were just
just
like, come on, let's go for it.
you do it and you figure it out. That's like my life motto at this point. Is every single day there's a different obstacle that pops up, and it's what do you do? Don't always know,
We'll
but
find out.
what I do know is we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Talk about your definitions of success, fun, and freedom, and how have they changed?
So, as a younger kid, teenager, adult, I definitely thought success was measured by how much money you have. Um, but now that I've gotten older, it's not about the money. You could have so much money in the world and still be a miserable person. Success to me now is you, the kids, family, this home, and not just being a house. It's a home, safe place for us. So success is all the love that we have in our family.
Yeah, success as a family to me is like not having other people raise your kids.
Right.
And it's no shame to anyone who does have a nanny or anything like that because life is hard, right? But we are so blessed to be able to be in a situation that you get to take the kids to school, you get to pack their
Hmm.
lunches, you get to pick them up from school, you get to drive them to soccer,
Go on field
you get to go
trips.
on field trips, all the above, right?
Right.
And that's, do you hear that?
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
okay.
you guys don't hear that. That's the cheap Amazon kit
And
that we
if you
ordered.
don't, we're just crazy.
Yeah, yeah. um, so the climb costs something, right? That's
Oh,
what
sure.
those lyrics say. So how ambition or career moves changed your friendships, your relationships, or your peace with yourself? Can you speak on that?
Yeah. So going kind of back to the last question, um, you kind of said it, but if anybody doesn't know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't work anymore. I used to. Um, so I feel like not that it's a bad thing, but I've put my ambitions and work goals and things like that to the side so that you can continue your climb in your career, um, and for it to become our climb up the ladder. Um, I mean, it's hard, like having to give up things to stay home, but like you said, I get to take the kids to school. I get to be the one to do everything with them. And I wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't have your career. So we get to climb together.
I'm super glad you said that it's our ladder, our climb, our journey because none of this really happens without the other,
Right.
right?
Right.
It truly is teamwork. We're on the same team. We're just playing
Right.
different positions.
So if I'm the default parent, you're the default provider, right?
Yep. Have you ever reached a milestone and felt unexpectedly lonely?
Um, I don't know that I've had many milestones, but when we had kids and getting married, um, since we got married at a young age, 22 and 23, had kids within the year,
We were that young?
23, 24. It's when we had our first. This is 10 years ago now. 10 years ago, people in their early 20s were out partying, drinking,
Living it up.
single, and here we are getting married and having kids. So, celebrating these milestones, and our friends at the time were not on the same page. Sure, they were happy for us, but, you know, they didn't really care too much because they were doing their own thing as we are
which is
Growing
fine.
up a
Which
little
is fine.
faster. Yeah,
Everyone has their own
right,
journey, their own
right.
paths that they take, and
Yeah.
perfect segue to the next question. Who or what have you had to let go of on the way up? And I say up as in to where we have
Where we
arrived.
are. Yeah, so the same thing. I mean, we've lost friends along the way because they just weren't on the same page as us. I mean, and that's okay. You take your way, we'll take ours, and everybody's happy in the end. Um, but yeah, we kind of grew up a little faster than the rest of our circle, and like the song says, as you get bigger, your circle gets smaller.
Yeah. And I've jumped from school to school to school, so I never really had that foundational friendship circle
Hmm.
that maybe, let's say, you have had with staying constant in the same neighborhood, same school district, that you've
Right.
had at least the opportunity to have the same circle of friends since elementary school.
And I still do talk to some from elementary.
That's a massive flex too,
It
right?
is. It is.
That's tough. I mean, people from high school,
Don't even talk to, I
I
know.
don't even
Some
talk to.
people in our wedding, we don't even talk to.
It's crazy.
It is.
Next topic. We all grow up differently. Based on the lyrics, some find God, another fights demons.
Yeah.
Who's to say we found God or we're the ones fighting demons? We don't know. Like I said, I'm figuring this out one day at a
I
time.
mean, at bedtime, our kids can be demons.
Yeah. So
But
friends who went in completely different directions, feeling disconnected from people you used to be inseparable from.
mhm.
Can you talk on that topic a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these answers are kind of all the same a little bit. Um, we just people start having different views on things. Like, um, as we've gotten older, we try to become friends with people who have kids, and then their kids are little a-holes, and uh, that kind of stems from the parenting, and you just don't want to go in that direction, so you kind of have to split ways. And I mean, as you
Yeah.
get older, you got other people you have to think about. You got to think about your kids. Like, you don't want your kids around that. Could
Yeah.
we deal with it? Yeah. But should our kids have to? Absolutely not.
Agreed. So navigating those relationships now. Do you stay connected? Do you let go?
Um, so I feel like maybe some of the friendships that we kind of disconnected from early on, like as we were getting married and things, we've kind of found our way back to them, and that's okay. It's just taking a little bit, but I feel like now when we find relationships now at this age and time and how old our kids are, it's not worth it. Like, I don't know. It's just easier to go your own way and just worry about us for.
Yeah. I would I would say maybe a little bit of a differing opinion where it's all right that someone else took a different fork in the road
Hmm.
because from their perspective, we're the ones that took a different fork in the road.
Right.
We still love each other. We still have that connection of
Hmm.
old bros from way back or old girls from way back. And I still love you just because you're not sitting at my table doesn't mean I don't want you to eat. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
And it's okay for that distance to kind of be created because you guys are on different paths. But I think it's awesome to be able to reach out once in a while and say, hey,
Sure.
mad love for you still. Lack
Right.
of better words, right?
Right.
Speaking of on this topic of old friends, we're coming up on our 10-year wedding anniversary on what date is it? It's June 6th. I'm kidding. I know when it is. We went to marriage camp with some people, Matt and Desi, Tom Coe, and I've recently ran into them. And Matt's going through a tough time right now, so I wanted to give a big shout out to Matt. I know you're going through a tough time. Stay strong, brother. We love you, Desi. We love you as well. Hopefully we can meet up soon. I was texting Matt maybe an hour ago or so, and I know I owe a trip down to you guys to bring you some Chinese food. I know
Chinese.
Matt. Matt, or both of you, right? You guys love that. Is it Emerald Garden in Shrewsbury?
Hmm.
That we'll grab some food, bring it down to you guys, and we'll kind of reminisce on some old times. But we'll see you guys soon. Um, and then what did I have now? One dream that you had that didn't happen, and why it's okay.
Okay. Uh, we just talked about this not too long ago. Uh, as a kid, I guess around 11 years old, I had always wanted to go to University of North Carolina to play soccer at a college level, be a Tar Heel. That obviously didn't happen. Um,
Were you that good at soccer?
hell yeah,
All right.
and I still am. But and it's okay that it didn't happen because I met you at such a young age in high school, and my dreams of becoming a college athlete turned into, I wanted to become a wife. I would rather stay with you and not go miles away to college. I'd rather build a life with you, and
So what you're saying is I killed your dream.
you didn't kill it. You gave me a new one.
Oh, wow. That was good. That was good. Write it in the book.
Got it.
One expected win or joy in adulthood that you're proud of.
Can I have more than one?
Sure.
Can I have three?
Two.
Okay. You and the kids.
Stop it.
You guys are my joy.
And then to close it out, to wrap up on the major question in episode one that we were kind of doing our systems test, checking
Hmm.
out this cheap Amazon kit, the different settings about how it works, how it sounds, how we can record. I know pressing the record button is difficult. This is our second take, by the way, because Brian, myself, and
You already said this at the beginning.
I didn't hit record. I'm just making sure so nobody blames you for this the second take here. But after some self reflection and some time to think on some answers, one thing you wish you could tell your younger self, even if it's just from last year.
I would still keep my answer the same. I had said that I would just take it all in, be in the moment, um, because you never know if you're ever gonna get something like this again, and if it's gonna be the last time, and so just be in the moment.
Love it.
What about you?
Before I answer, we forgot to get our little groove on, so
So what you're saying is you weren't even listening to my answer. You were
I listened.
just
Stop it. Stop it. So, I know last time I said like nothing, work harder,
yeah.
little
You're gonna
whimsical
you're gonna say to a
answer.
little 4-year-old Brian, work harder.
No, it's short answer credit card debt. In my
Mm-hmm.
young 20s, I acted as if credit cards were free money, and it wasn't a problem until later. And that was tomorrow's problem, and just like my mentality in high school about studying for the test, it's not today's problem,
Mm,
it's tomorrow's problem.
yeah.
So I didn't grow up with very much financial education or awareness or anything like that. That's why I'm pretty passionate about having a career in a credit union space. I've always found a lot of value in having a purpose in a career. That's why I've really found a lot of joy in working in a hospital and healthcare setting. And now I found myself in a credit union where we do promote financial education and awareness. And really proud of that to be able to kind of contribute to the younger generation to be able to teach them that no, it's not free money, but there are benefits to credit cards, just like there's disadvantages. It's a game. You have
Mm-hmm.
to play it correctly. You can have cashback rewards. Having a revolving door of credit is fantastic, so on and so forth. I'm an IT guy by trade, not a financial awareness educator or professional. So take that with a grain of salt, but it's very, very easy to rack up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 of credit card debt. And it's like you're thinking, right? Like How could you accidentally rack up $60,000, $70,000 in credit card debt? It's pretty easy. I've done it. I've done it, and we've paid our way out of it, thankfully.
See, we're still navigating through this life.
But we are still figuring it out one day at a time, and thankfully, I've had the opportunity to um, get on the right side and kind of. My headphone fell out. Kind of, make a difference in our community. So
Okay,
there's that.
there's that.
I think that was all we had. Um, that's it.
All right.
Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, everyone, for listening. If you made it this far, congratulations. You are one of the real ones.
Thank you for
And for
watching.
that, we applaud you.
All right.
Chats are done. Let's close it out with a cheers. Oh, I didn't do it.